Alright, so now I've got the Los Angeles Rams 2021 NFL mock draft. Gonna take a look at their free agents, what they've done, who they lost, what they need, what they could do in the draft, and then we'll get into the draft, which will probably be a bit of a short one because, again, they're another team in the same division that doesn't have a lot of picks. Fudge, man. Okay, John Johnson, that was a very big loss for them. He was their best player in their secondary besides Jalen Ramsey. He was their best safety, man. He was just a really good overhang safety who played over the top really well. Really helped make that defense elite last year. He signed with the Browns for a pretty reasonable deal. So that's a big loss. Samson Ebukam, he was a pretty good player for them. He was nothing amazing, but yeah, I guess it is a bit of a loss because linebacker, they are a little bit thin. Now they are. Troy Hill, he was the corner opposite of Jalen Ramsey. He was a really good corner for them last year and all the years before, but again, they had really big cap struggles, so they couldn't manage to re-sign a lot of people, so he had to go. So that's a big loss. So they could use a corner, like a third corner, an outside kind of corner, or a slot corner, because they kind of got versatility there. Morgan Fox also lost. He's a rotational kind of player in the interior. He's alright. And then Gerald Everett, they also lost. They might have liked to bring him back, but I thought he was going to get big bucks. He just goes to another divisional team for a small budget for 1 year. He was a good player. He was kind of like progressing and starting to make a lot of plays. I mean, they kind of just had to do anything to lose money. But then they signed DeSean Jackson for $4.5 million. I didn't really like the move. DeSean Jackson is injured like every single year now, it seems. He's still a good deep threat, but he is getting old. And I feel like with that $4 million, they could have gone for like other places like in like the defensive line or secondary. Like actual needs, like receiver wasn't a very big need. But then they did also lose Josh Reynolds, so it was a tiny bit of a need, but you could have got somebody in the draft for less than $4 million. He leaves for only $1 million, which was very surprising, but I guess he wants to go to the Titans, so yeah. And then Malcolm Brown, he was a good rotational player, but they're definitely running with Cam Akers. He's a very good running back, so yeah. And then there's not much. They lost Austin Blythe, who's pretty good. No, why am I saying pretty good? He's not even that good. He's pretty trash, to be honest. But they are pretty weak on the O-line, at guard especially. Guard and center. And Blake Bortles. Man. I thought he was on the Broncos. I guess he went there. That's where he was in the Broncos. Unless he got signed like late season, you never know. Don't know what happened to him. I guess I'll just get into the draft. They didn't do a lot in free agency, it looks like. They just lost a bunch of players. Didn't sign much. Yeah, so we'll get into it. Oh, shoot, I think we gotta wait till like the third round or something. Let's just see what happens with this draft. I'll look at what happens. Well, actually, I think what we should address in this draft is secondary. Safety's not that big of a need, because I think they got some players that can play. But if there's good value, then I could do that. But cornerback, linebacker, O-line, maybe another weapon on the offense, like receiver, tight end, defensive line, like edge rusher not as much because of Leonard Floyd, and I guess Aaron Donald kind of, but he moves inside, so probably defensive line and edge, like either one could probably work. So, yeah. We'll see. I mean, I'll see. Because I make the decisions. We're here. I thought it was a third round pick. I guess it was a second round pick. That's a bit better. Alex Leatherwood and Jalen Mayfield. There's a lot of good edge rushes. Like Ronnie Perkins and Gregory Rousseau would be nice. Probably not Gregory Rousseau as much. Probably Joseph Osai would be better. But you gotta protect Matthew Stafford. And I'm actually gonna go for Brady Christensen. He just had an amazing pro day, like one of the best in offensive tackle I've ever seen. He's so athletic, and he's such a good offensive tackle, man, at BYU, who's very good there. Really protect Zach Wilson, their most reliable player there. So I like that for them. They need O-line. So yeah, and Andrew Whitworth is probably onto his last few years, and Brady Christensen can be a solid player for a long time, I think. Okay, we're here again. Is there any good corners I would like? Because there's a bunch of wide receivers in this class. Again, you can get a starter in like this, probably like a 5th round. I didn't mean to look it up, but I guess that's not Ben Cleveland. That would be nice. I might go somebody later. But corner is probably a big need. Keith Taylor would be pretty nice, but I think Benjamin St-Juste, he can play on the outside straight away, has that ability, is a very good outside corner at Minnesota, had a great Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. And probably a bit of a sleeper, so I could definitely see him. But I could see him getting picked around this area in round 3. That's probably about his value. Okay. I think here I might go for that interior. So. Ooh, Ben Cleveland's a monster. He is. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Ben Cleveland, such a monster. Just an absolute animal. Now that O-line's pretty much fixed, I guess you could use a center or another guard even just to improve, but it's pretty decent now. And Ben Cleveland I really like is just a really good player who can just maul you in the run game and in the pass game. Just a beast. I swear that's how I describe him every single time. Just a beast. He is a beast who is not obese. We got another pick coming up. I thought we had like 3 picks like the Seahawks drafted yesterday. Because that was amazing. Edge would be nice, actually. Unless there's any really good receivers. That's Newsome, but they kind of got their speed receivers now. Where was I at? Edge or interior? No, I don't think that's that big of value. Osa would be pretty nice, but I think edge, there's better players. It's who, though? I'm just going to get size plus speed, and that's Patrick Jones, basically. An amazing run defender. He can line up opposite of, I guess, Leonard Floyd being the outside linebacker, and Patrick Jones can just rush the passer mainly and just be a really good pass rusher, and they need more pass rush probably to help, and now they've just got like a bunch of pass rushers, which is pretty good for them now. Who are those tackles they have around? I think they switched stuff up. Yeah, they did. They moved people up and moved people down. Okay. Where's that linebacker class? Where's that dude from? There's a dude from Boston College. That's not him. There's a dude from Boston College who's just a beast, but I don't think it's that dude. Well, I'm just sitting here doing nothing, so. Yeah, that's weird. I thought there was a dude from, yeah. So we got an edge, interior line, corner, and another offensive lineman tackle. So yeah, improving the offense and the defense, 50-50 split. And now we've got another pick on the board. Cornell Powell, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'd be very shocked if he lasted to here. But I think I'm just going to get, I think I seen a good fit. Alright, well that was weird. My video freaking cut out, so that was fun. But I'll take off from where I was. I took 2 more players. Sage Surratt. I don't know if I really explained it before the end of the video. Just decided to cut off. But I think he can replace Josh Reynolds in that type of role. Kind of a similar player. Good possession receiver. Definitely doesn't have speed, but can be a slot receiver also. So now they've just got a bunch of receivers just help out Matthew Stafford, and then you get McDuffie also, who I drafted later. They have him really low down, but they also have a draft report on him, which is like, okay, so they must like him. But he's a baller at Boston College. Nobody really heard about him, but he would fly around that field there and hit people. Could read running lanes and everything. Was just an absolute monster. I definitely think you should check him out if you haven't already. And I'll go over the other picks. Patrick Jones. He can play across from... They do have a scheme fit 4-3. But I think you can kind of fit him into any scheme just to rush the passer pretty much. He can also play defensive tackle. Kind of in that Aaron Donald type of role. But won't because he's on the same team. But probably can play that also. Like kind of be the Morgan Fox who they lost. And better and quicker. And then Ben Cleveland, you shore up the offensive line even more. Can play guard straight away for you. Can play even center if you want. Amazing run blocker and holds himself up and pass blocking pretty well. So I think he could start for you straight away. Well, he probably would in that. And then Benjamin St-Juste, he can be your corner opposite of Jalen Ramsey. And I think he could be very good. Of course, because he's not going to have the number one receiver, so he can just kind of sit behind there, cover the second, kind of be out of the scene, but can be a really good perimeter receiver corner. And he's pretty good for the size at 6'3" and is long-armed, so that's good. And then the first pick was Brady Christensen in the second round, who's a good player from BYU, can be your tackle. Opposite of Whitworth, who also could retire, so then he could replace his position if you feel like it. I mean, he could play both tackle spots, and he's just a really good pass protector. And I was a freak at the Senior Bowl. No, not Senior Bowl. It was not Senior Bowl. The Senior what? Bro. It's Pro Day. He was a freaking monster. Like one of the best like things you've ever seen from a O-lineman. So yeah, that's the draft, and I'd like to hear your thoughts if you want to post it. I think it was very solid actually, with the limited amount of like value. Like our first pick was 57. I think we got a bunch of starters and people that can develop into that role, and maybe some steals like Isaiah McDuffie later in the draft. So that's the video, man. I'm gonna have to put these videos together. It's probably gonna be a bit messed up, but that's how it is. And then we'll have the AFC, and then we're done. So